amigos, welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. A beautiful transit is happening soon and a much needed one. The year Lord Mars, the fighter planet, the commander-in-chief of all the planets, is finally going to transit to the fire sign of Leo, which is Simha Rashi, on June 6, 2025, and it will continue to transit in this sign till July 27, 2025. This is going to provide a much needed relief for everyone around the world. Because for the last several months or so, Mars was not transiting in very good positions. It was basically fluctuating between the sign of Gemini, which is its great enemy sign, and then in the debilitation sign, which is the Neech Rashi of Cancer. Finally, the fire planet Mars, Mangal Dev, is going to start transiting in the fire sign of Leo itself, which is ruled by its best friend, Sun, the king of planets. So, this much awaited transit is going to happen very soon. And in this video, I am going to discuss the impact on all the 12 zodiac signs. My advice would be to watch the prediction from your ascendant, which is also known as the Lagna Rashi or the rising sign. Ascendant sign predictions have an impact on actual physical events in life. You can also watch the prediction from your moon sign, which is the Chandra Rashi. Moon sign predictions mainly have an impact on the mind and emotions of a human being. I have posted the timestamps in the description box below for your convenience, so you can click on the time that corresponds to your ascendant or moon sign and watch accordingly. I will advise to watch the prediction from both your ascendant and moon sign, as over a period of time, you will know exactly which sign prediction you resonate most with. So without further ado, let's get started. For my Aries Mesh Rashi friends, the Lord of your Lagna, the ruler of your ascendant, Mars, itself will start transiting in the fire sign of Leo in your 5th house from June 6 onwards. What a beautiful placement and transit. The 5th house is a trine house. It is quite an auspicious bhava. And also it will be transiting in the sign of its Param Mitra, Surya. So it will be very comfortably placed there. So what is its signification? Well, for one, single people are going to really have a lot of drive to seek a potential partner, to find love and romance in their lives. Because your ascendant Lord itself is in the 5th house of relationships. So if you are a single individual desiring a relationship, a romantic long-term relationship, or even a short-term relationship, whatever your dating relationship goals are, Mars will give you that energy, that kind of drive to go after what you desire in terms of relationship area. And even for those couples already in a relationship, if there was any spark missing, that will be reignited. There will be a lot of love, romance, passion that you will feel in your relationship, and overall it will be a very enjoyable time for couples. With your partner, it can be a great time to go and explore the outdoors, go on some adventures, travel, engage into any kind of sports that you both enjoy, or take up a class that you have, a strong liking for. Maybe it can be a dance class, a martial arts class, where you can grow the bonding between you and your partner. Then we see that there are chances of some gains happening here from your investments, especially like the stock market, for example, or any type of speculative investments, possible gains are seen during this transit. Then I will say that you need to be a bit cautious in taking sudden hasty decisions. Fifth house is the house of intelligence, decision making, intuition, gut feeling, sixth sense. So take your time. Mars is a very fiery and hasty planet, impulsive planet. So you want to avoid taking impulsive, hasty decisions. Instead, think things through and then only take any important decision, especially financial decision or education related decision. From the fifth house, Mars will aspect the eighth house with its fourth aspect, and that is its own sign of Scorpio. An excellent drishti, right? Because any planet aspecting its own house, own Rashi, is naturally going to protect that house. And this is also a fourth aspect, which is a very protective aspect. So here again, sudden unexpected gains could be there on the cards. It could be through your spouse, in-laws, insurance, inheritance, any legacies, any kind of past investments that you made. It can suddenly come out of the blue. You were not maybe even expecting that, and it happens. Because this is the natural house and sign of Mars in the Kal Purush Kundali. It rules the eighth house. It is a very deep and mysterious house. And it is known as the hidden house because just like the scorpion, which likes to hide beneath the surface of the rock, it is a very deep house, especially can be a great time for researchers, for scientists, for those students pursuing higher education related fields, such as PhD, postdoc, where there a lot of research is needed. And then we see that eighth house is also connected to occult sciences, to astrology, numerology, vastu, tarot, astronomy. So if any of these fields fascinate you, it can be a great time to develop some more knowledge of the same. Because Mars 8th aspect is going to be on the 12th house. 12th and 8th are both the moksha trikona. They both make a part of the moksha trikona, right? So pursuing any interest in spiritual or religious subjects, topics, reading ancient scriptures can be wonderful during this transit. It can be greatly supported. And due to the aspect on the 12th house, it can be a great time to do some charity work or helping out with social service organization, even doing like a blood donation, for example, but of course only after the approval of your doctor. And there can be a lot of increase in expenses because of the aspect on the 12th house, and that too on Saturn. So try to cut out unnecessary spending, try to control your spending as much as possible. It can be a good time for some traveling, long distance, short distance travel. The good news is that the direct aspect, the 7th aspect of Mars, will be on the 11th house, and that will fall on Rahu. So in a way, a Angarak Yoga will be triggered, but mostly it will be a positive time for finances. So expenses will be there, but at the same time, you will have a lot of money flow coming your way as well, right? Because 7th aspect is the aspect of desire, and it is falling on the house of gains, the Labhastan. So naturally, gains from several sources of income can be unlocked. Lot of hidden money flow, which was blocked, can be released. You might make some new connections, friendships, social circle might increase. But I will just say, be a bit cautious in your approach of dealing with your friends, social network. even with your elder sibling. Avoid getting into too much confrontation or arguments, unnecessary disputes, or that could create, unnecessary drama and tension in your life. So these are some of the effects that can be felt by the Aries Mesh Rasi people by this Mars transit. Overall, looking to be quite a positive one. So I wish you all the best. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, Mars will be transiting in your fourth house in the Paramitra Rashi of Simha from June 6 onwards. So this is a good placement. Mars does very well in the fourth house, being a natural karaka of property, real estate, right? And its Mool Trikona is in your 12th house. So what does that signify? Well, for one, if you are living in a foreign land, if you are residing abroad, then there are strong chances of investment in property, purchase of new real estate, or it could be even selling of a property and making some profit. It can also mean those people residing abroad can have a chance to revisit their motherland, make a nice vacation back to their homeland. So it can be a good time for that. Primary education students, those who are pursuing bachelor's high school, will have ample energy now to pursue their academic goals and achieve good grades in the examinations, as long as they are focused and put in the hard work and effort. Here, I will say that be slightly careful when driving your vehicle. Do not speed and drive with caution. Try to take care of your mother's health as well. If she is feeling unwell, make sure she, goes to a doctor in a timely manner. From the fourth house, Mars will aspect the seventh house, which is its own Rashi, own sign of Scorpio. So this can be a good support for getting married. For those people desiring marriage, here you have solid support for actually getting married, or even to connect to the right person, to a compatible match. So be proactive if you're desiring marriage, and there is no surprise if you find the right person. It is going to be a very good time for married couples. During this time, it is going to be, filled with lot of passion, sensuality, romance, love, pleasure. You will indulge a lot in that, because due to Saturn's pressure on your marriage house for the last 2-3 years, you could have felt the spark was missing. But now, due to Mars blessing on the marriage house, it will be reignited. So great time for married couples. It can also be a beautiful time for starting a new venture like a startup, or if you already are running your own business, then definitely overall profits can increase, revenues can go up, expenses can go down. But that is more so true if you are living in a foreign land and doing a business, basically away from your native place. Or even if you are in your native place, if the business dealings are with foreign lands, foreign connections, import, export, or anything to do with different culture, different people from different foreign lands, then the business area will be very much supported here. If you are in a business partnership, then you will have a lot of good support, cooperation, exchange of ideas happen during this Mars transit. A lot of overseas travel can be there in regards to your business as well. And in general, it can be a great time to take your spouse and go on a nice vacation abroad. Then we see Mars direct aspect will be on the 10th house of career, and it will fall on Rahu. But still, this is going to be a phenomenal aspect because it will give you a lot of boost. A significant growth and progress in your career can be achieved. If you have strong career ambitions, goals, desires, you're a very ambitious person, then you will have even more drive to accomplish your goals and objectives. But one thing is that do not get involved into any office politics. Avoid unnecessary conflicts, disputes with anyone at the workplace. Stay out of that and stay focused on your work, and you will do great in your job area. Professionally, it is looking to be a very good time. The final aspect of Mars will be on the 11th house on Saturn, Shani Dev. Here, the money flow will increase. Naturally, money flow can increase here if you had made the right kind of investments in the past. I'm talking about safe, stable investments. If you had made those like mutual funds, bonds, properly diversified ETF investments, then you could start to see some more gains during this time. But try not to overshoot yourself, as in try not to become too greedy, because here Saturn being the slowest moving planet and Mars being a very fast moving fiery planet, there will be a tussle between the two in terms of finances. So try to balance it out. Try not to be, overly materialistic. Instead, stay focused on your goals and objectives, and the money flow will be satisfactory. Here, there are chances of basically making some social connections from foreign lands. If you are in your homeland, then connecting with some foreign people, foreign based people, can be a possibility. So that cannot be ruled out, and it could do with your either business or with your career job. Maybe it could even be a job offer from a foreign land that comes your way, a new job opportunity. But of course, it would be up to you whether to decide to take it or not. Here, it is activating the house of fulfillment of desires. So again, do not, jump more than you can, because Saturn is very well placed here, but you need to have patience as well. Do not take any impulsive, hasty decisions, or that could be costly in the long run. Doing some yoga, meditation, pranayama during this time can be great for your mental peace, happiness, and relaxation. And this is all I will say for this transit of Mars in your 4th house. All the best. For my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, Mars will be finally transiting in your 3rd house in the sign of Leo. A beautiful placement and transit, a very strong one indeed. Because 3rd house is a Upachaya Bhava, it is a growth house where a malefic planet like Mars does extremely well. It is going to give you immense courage, immense drive to achieve whatever goal you have currently in your life, whether it is related to business, finance, marriage, career, education, whatever the area might be. You will have ample drive, ample desire to go after that with full force and vigor. Your vitality will become stronger than ever before, and you will become quite brave, almost like a daredevil. Because 3rd house Mars is a very, very strong placement. It is the Parakram Bhav. So with your hard work, effort, commitment, drive, passion, you will be able to achieve anything and everything. It can be a great time for you to take up any fitness class or any type of martial arts class, or go out for a nice jog, running, hiking. So doing these kind of things will improve Mars energy for you. Short distance traveling will be extremely beneficial. Your relationship with your sibling, especially younger sibling, will become stronger than ever before. It can be a great time for you to spend quality moments with your sibling in order to grow and develop your sibling bond even more. From the third house, Mars will aspect the sixth house, which is its own sign of Scorpio. Great news if there have been issues at your workplace, in your business, just maybe you didn't have that many well-wishers or people actually trying to cause you harm, enemies, they will be defeated, they will be silenced, because Mars here creates Shatru Hanta Yoga. When Mars is aspecting its own house of the sixth, lo and behold, you are going to finally be able to defeat your enemies, competition, and rise on top. You will be unstoppable now moving forward. It is a great time for you to think about repaying any debt you had taken. Pay off those loans, get debt free. Or if you're thinking about taking new loans for any kind of project or venture or investment, then also this transit will be supportive. Of course, you should check your Mahadasha, Antardasha, placement of sixth lord in your chart, the nakshatra, all these factors. But from a general perspective, this transit is looking great in terms of loans. Your everyday work-life routine will also get quite exciting. If you had felt lethargy in the past, that will disappear. Now you will be filled with a lot of enthusiasm, vitality, vigor, happiness. You will become very content with your everyday life. Your everyday routine will become much, much better than what it was. And you should proactively make modifications to it to improve it so that you become more efficient, more productive, and a well-rounded human being. Then we see the direct aspect of Mars will be on the ninth house, on the sign of Aquarius, where Rahu will be transiting. So this kind of creates an Angarak Yoga, but here it can be a great time for any sort of long distance travel, journey, vacation that you were planning, but do that only after doing proper research, due diligence, and planning. Do not blindly trust anyone, especially any type of people who try to give you advice, who try to preach you something. Do not trust some people if they are not your trusted people. I mean, besides your family members and those people who you have known for a long time, those people are fine. I'm talking about people that appear out of nowhere, and you should avoid getting influenced by such external factors. Basically, have confidence and faith in yourself, and that's it. That's all you need, which is a great recipe for success. Here, you will have ample energy for those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program to really shine in your academics. But you should avoid getting into any conflicts with your, fellow classmates or with your professors or with anyone in the educational domain. Try to maintain a low-key profile and keep working hard, studying hard, doing your research, and you will do great in your higher educational aspiration. The final aspect of Mars will be on the 10th house, on Saturn. A good aspect because this will give you ample energy and drive to achieve your career and professional goals and objectives. But don't chew more than you can bite, because your Saturn is a very slow moving planet. So try not to take any major career related risk. Any type of major important career related decisions should be put on hold. This is the time to put in tremendous hard work in whatever you are doing, your projects, your tasks, your duties, your assignments, and show the workplace that you are a force to be reckoned with, that you are capable to achieve anything and everything that you are delegated. So, this is the best time for you to stay focused, to keep a low key profile, and keep working hard. And you will naturally see the beneficial results play out as we move down the road. This can be a time filled with a bit of friction in relationship with your father. So take care of that. Try not to get into unnecessary complications, disputes, and it can create misunderstandings which don't have to be created in the first place. So try to be respectful, try to listen more than you speak, and that will go a long way towards maintaining the harmony, balance, and peace in the relationship with your father or even guru. So these are some of the effects that can be felt by the Gemini Mithun Rashi people, and I wish you all the best. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, Mars being a Yoga Karaka planet for you will be transiting in the second house in the great friend sign of Leo. What a great and amazing placement. So Mars controls your 10th house as well as the 5th house. But the Mool Trikon is in the 10th house. And now it will be transiting in the Dhanastan. So what does that indicate? Strong chances of getting a bonus, promotion, or salary increment can be seen during this transit. So if you had long desired a lot of growth which was stunted, some kind of appreciation which was not happening, these things will start to slowly unfold. You will start to get the credit and recognition and respect that you deserve in your workplace. A very good chance that a hike in salary, a promotion to a very good position is can basically play out for many people. So keep working hard, stay focused, and slowly you will now start to reap the rewards for that. Your overall bank balance, wealth, savings, increase in your financial resources is seen. But be a bit careful of your communication, as in Mars being a fiery planet transiting in the second house in the fire sign of Leo indicates your Vani, what we say speech, can become very fiery. It can become quite blunt. You might just speak your mind, which is honesty, which is truthfulness. But sometimes being politically correct is a better way to handle things, because it can prevent unnecessary disputes, confrontations, and misunderstandings. So try to balance it a bit, try to be as polite as you can, but of course, feel free to speak your own mind, because people will respect you. You will naturally have a very commanding presence now in your family, in your society, at your workplace, in your business, in your professional life. People will look up to you. Try to avoid eating too much spicy food during this transit. Otherwise, it can cause some acid reflux and digestion related issues. From the second house, Mars will aspect the 5th house, which is its own Rashi of Scorpio. So definitely, increase in wealth can also be attributed to possible gains from your past speculative investments, or even any current investments that you make, which are properly thought out. Calculated risk that you take can pay off during this transit. It can also be a great time for single people to find a potential partner. Those couples already in a relationship can experience a lot of passion. The romantic connection or the spark that was missing can be now reignited. And overall, the feelings of love, harmony, and peace will become stronger than ever before. Try to listen more to your gut feeling, intuition, sixth sense before taking any impulsive, hasty decisions. From the second bhav, Mars will directly aspect the 8th house, which is the sign of Aquarius, where Rahu will be placed. Here again, 8th house being the hidden house and the natural house of Mars in the Kal Purush Kundali, the 8th house is Scorpio. So Mars aspect is not bad, but it is falling on Rahu, which sort of creates a Angarak Yoga. So be careful with any major risky financial investments. Otherwise, sudden unexpected loss can happen. And be very cautious when driving a vehicle. Do not speed and drive. It can, however, be a great time to get treatment to recover from any chronic health issues that could be bothering you. You can possibly find the right treatment that can help you get better. The final aspect of Mars will be on the 8th house, which is falling on the sign of Pisces, where Saturn is transiting. So this is a good aspect, especially for any type of dharmic yatra, any religious, or holy pilgrimage, or spiritual retreat, or going to any sort of religious organization that you always wanted to visit, but it is maybe in a foreign land, abroad. So it can be a great time for long distance travel journeys. But of course, do your proper planning and due diligence before heading out. Try to maybe take a family member with you, a trusted friend, a sibling, a cousin, or someone with whom you can enjoy this vacation or trip or journey. Here, basically, those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc will have ample energy to pursue their goals, desires, but try not to be too hasty or impulsive in any sort of examinations. For example, if you have an hour to complete a paper, take up the full hour. Try not to do it quickly in like 30 minutes and be done. Because Mars is a very hasty and fiery planet. So it can give you the idea that, you are done, you are all set. But I will say, read the exam paper twice, thrice, take your time and do not rush doing anything. So these are some of the effects that can be felt for the Cancer Karka Rashi people. Especially the career area is looking quite strong and quite positive. So make the most of it. All the best. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, Mars will start transiting in your first house itself, in your Lagna, in your Rashi of Leo. So this is a beautiful transit here, because Mars will be in its Param Mitra Rashi, and it is also a Yoga Karaka planet for you, as it controls a trine and a center house. So now that it will transit in your first house, what does that signify? Well, for one, your personality will become very, very aggressive, dominant, fiery, like never before. Because Mars is a fiery planet. It's a fire planet. And Leo sign is also the natural fire sign, ruled by the fiery planet Sun, the king of planets. So 1 + 1 is 2, right? So fire plus fire is more fire. But that doesn't necessarily always mean it's a good thing, because it can raise your ego. It can get you into unnecessary arguments, disputes, confrontation. So try to tone it down a bit. Do some yoga, meditation, pranayama Try to balance the fire energy and use it for positive, because convert it to something that will give you ample energy, drive, passion to achieve anything and everything that you set your mind to, especially concerning your professional life, business area, education. Focus on achieving a lot in whatever area you are currently in, because Mars here will give you so much energy, so much confidence, vitality. It will be like, you are just feeling a new surge of energy that you have never felt before. It will be a beautiful time for you to achieve your goals, ambitions, and desires. Especially those people employed in the field of law enforcement, army, any type of wrestling careers, sports and fitness industry. It will be a great and exceptional time for these professionals. Then we see that there can also be a lot of traveling on the cards for you, especially long distance traveling, journey, vacations. If you had, marked it out for a long time, it just didn't fructify. Now is the time where these, long distance travel situation can start to play out. Mars' fourth aspect will be on the fourth house itself, on its own Rashi of Scorpio. A great time for real estate dealings, right? Whether it's buying of property, selling of real estate, or even to do with vehicle. If you're thinking about selling your car, buying a new one, or maybe, not selling your car, but still buying a new car, whatever it might be, it can be quite a supportive time for that. Of course, you need to make sure your natal chart supports these kind of expensive things. Then we see that for those students pursuing primary education like bachelor's, high school, the time is looking excellent to make really good academic progress. So put in the work and you will reap the rewards. If your mother was suffering from any health issues, she can finally get some respite during this transit. Overall, your mental peace, relaxation, happiness will increase. Your stress levels will go down. And especially doing some pranayama, yoga will only help to amplify that even more. It can be a great time to connect with any childhood friends that you had not spoken or interacted with for a long time. It can also give you a lot of happiness and contentment. The direct aspect of Mars will be on the seventh house, on the sign of Aquarius, where Rahu will be transiting. Here, for those married couples, I will say be very careful in your, dealings with your spouse. Try to control your temper. Do not be too aggressive with your spouse, or it can create unnecessary complications in your marriage. Because here there is going to be sort of a Angarak Yoga activated. So just, balance yourself and stay committed, be loyal, be honest, upfront with your spouse. And that will, maintain the harmony and peace in your married life. Same goes for any business type relationship. If you have any business partner or many partners, then, try to be on the same page with them. Try to listen more than you speak, right? Because your Rahu is an amplifier. Rahu wants anything and everything. It is a very materialistic planet. Mars is a very driven and aggressive and fiery planet. So this combination can be a bit tumultuous. It is a bit volatile. So try to work things out with your business partner. Try not to constantly, rebug them or try to get into unnecessary arguments, right? Try to listen to all opinions and insights from all your business partner. Think carefully, do your due diligence, proper research, and then take important business related decisions. The final aspect of Mars will be on the 8th house. Here, Mars will be aspecting Saturn and the sign of Pisces. Overall, it can be a great time for any deep research related work that you are passionate about or interested in. Whether you're a scientist, a researcher, or a person who has interest in esoteric sciences, or if you're in the CBI, FBI investigation type field, then it is going to be a remarkable time for these type of professionals. I will say, do not speed and drive your vehicle. Drive with caution. It can be a good time to pursue any sort of treatment if you are suffering from chronic health issues, as you could possibly get the right kind of antidote. So these are some of the effects that can be felt by the Leo Simha Rashi people, and I wish you all the best. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, Mars will be transiting in your 12th house in the sign of Leo. Now this is actually a good placement because Mars is in a way a Marak planet for you. It controls your Ashtam Bhav, the 8th house, where the Mool Trikon Aries falls. It transiting in the 12th in a way creates a Viprit Raj Yog. So it's a good thing. Here there can be some increase in expenses, but it can again be for something religious, as in, let's say you are planning on visiting a religious, institution, which can be in a foreign land, abroad, that you always wanted, or it can be going or embarking on a spiritual retreat or journey, something that is going to basically increase your spiritual thirst and make you a more well-rounded human being. Doing some charity work, dan dharma, puja, or engaging in any social service organization, possibly doing some blood donation, of course with the approval of your doctor only, or helping out with blood donation drives can be an excellent remedy for Mars in the 12th house. Here, it is imperative for you to do yoga, meditation, pranayama to channel the energy of Mars in a positive way. Expend your energy, as in, go for a jog, running, join a martial arts class, or any sort of dance class, or join a sports club. Basically, wherever you are releasing a lot of energy, expending energy, because Mars is a commander-in-chief. It is a fiery, driven planet. So if it is in the 12th house of loss and expenses, it is better that the loss of energy is happening more than actual money or expenses, if that makes sense. Then we see that it can be a great time to make some long-term strategic, stable investments which can yield a good return of profit in the long run for you. Do not focus on quick short-term gains, as that can be costly for you. We see then Mars will aspect also one thing I forgot to mention, your sleep quality might get affected a bit here, right? Because the 12th house is connected to sleep, and Mars is a very active planet. So your mind can constantly keep working, staying active, So doing some relaxing breathing exercises, mindfulness, meditation will be key to improving your sleep quality. Now coming back to the aspect on the 3rd house, which is its own sign of Scorpio, right? So this is going to be a great aspect for short distance travel journeys. If there were any issues in the relationship with your younger sibling, especially, it can be a great time to heal that, to rectify those issues and be on the same page moving forward. It will be a great time for you to join any type of sports, fitness class, martial arts class, or if you have any sort of creativity or natural talent or knack of anything hidden beneath you, but you have never showcased those talents, it can be a great time to start to harness those talents and skills and bring it forth. Your overall courage, bravery, confidence will skyrocket if you really become focused and work dedicatedly after something. You will have the ability to achieve quite a lot. Then we see that Mars direct aspect will be on the 6th house, on Rahu. So here, in a way, it is going to cause the defeat of enemies, defeat of competition, because this is a very powerful energy combination happening here, in a way Angarak Yoga. Just try not to be overly aggressive, try not to be too dominant, and just keep a low-key profile and let the magic of these planets just unfold for you. Let them do their own work. You don't need to be overly aggressive and trying to dominate everyone. Otherwise, it can create complications for you, because it is an Angarak Yoga being created here. So just be relaxed, take it easy, and you will automatically see that you will rise on top above your enemies, above your competition. You will regain your confidence. Your vitality will be very strong. You will basically exude confidence now. Here, it can be a great time to think about repaying any loans you had taken in the past. Do not try to take new loans around this time. Try to make some important modifications to your daily work routine if possible, and try to avoid drinking too much alcohol or any sort of vices. Try to basically moderate those or cut those down a bit. Otherwise, health issues can happen. The final aspect of Mars will be on the 7th house, on Saturn, on the sign of Pisces. Here, it is not a good time for single people to get married. Be very cautious of that. It is not a good time for marriage. So you need to be more patient for that. But it can be a good time, if you're single, to connect with someone compatible, especially through the use of electronic media, like internet. For those couples already married, the good part is that there will be kind of a nice, passionate and romantic streak that can be ignited in your marriage, which will spice things up a bit. But try not to be too aggressive with your partner, with your spouse, or that could create conflicts and misunderstandings. And if you're on the brink of divorce or something, you're thinking about taking a divorce, but if you still have feelings for your spouse, you don't really want to separate, then do not take any impulsive, sudden, hasty decision, which you might regret later. So take things a bit easy and do not rush into taking any important marriage or even business related decisions. If you are running a business, then try to make good, calculated, careful decisions that will be profitable for you, and avoid taking impulsive, hasty business related decisions as well. All the best. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, Mars will start transiting in your 11th house in the sign of Leo. An excellent placement here, right? Because this is a very auspicious house. It is a positive house. It indicates a lot of good significations, especially concerning money, right? Wealth, increase in profitable ventures, realization of your dreams, goals, aspirations can all start to slowly fructify here. Because Mars Mool Trikona is in the 7th bhava, there could be gains from your spouse, right? Suddenly your spouse can give you a nice gift which can make you very happy, or they can do something very nice for you which can, take you by surprise. So overall, a lot of betterment from the spouse's side is seen, benefits, gains especially, and overall fulfillment of desires will become very strong. And you should go after what you desire with full force and vigor, because you will have a lot of energy, ample energy to achieve anything and everything. Here, it is a great time for you to remedy or rectify any damage in relationship with your elder sibling. If you have any, it is the best time for you to get on one page, to resolve any differences, and once again be a loving sibling towards your elder sibling. And then we see that it is a beautiful time to make strong social connections, right? So important social connections, increase in social life. You will start to participate more. You will start to go out more. So being proactive, networking, all these things can be wonderful to undertake during this transit of Mars in the 11th house. Then we see from the 11th, Mars will aspect the 2nd house, which is its own sign of Scorpio, the Dhanastan. So both the money houses will be unlocked with a very powerful fiery planet of Mars. So naturally, wealth accumulation, increase in savings, bank balance getting stronger, financial stability becoming more rock solid can all be seen. Especially wealth accumulation coming in from your business activities, from your self-venture, from any creative projects that you are doing can start to unlock some money potential. So try to focus on that. Here, there could also be some really fun family get-togethers, family reunions on the cards. So enjoy that time. Then we see the direct aspect of Mars will be on the 5th house where Rahu is transiting. It is the sign of Aquarius. So here you need to be very careful and wise with your financial investments, especially concerning high-risk speculative investments like cryptocurrency, penny stocks, gambling, betting. Be very, very careful of these things. Otherwise, you could lose money, because this is a very Angarak yoga being triggered here between Rahu and Mars, right? It is not a bad aspect, but still, it is not very positive either. So you need to basically not take any impulsive, hasty, sudden decision in terms of finances. Even for those people who have children, this can be a bit of a volatile time, a bit of a turbulent time, right? So avoid getting into any confrontation, unnecessary arguments, disputes with your children. Otherwise, it is only going to distance you further from them. It is not a good time for progeny related matters, especially for women looking to conceive who are desiring to have children. This is not a good transit for that. Be very careful. Then the final aspect of Mars will be on the 6th house on Saturn, on the sign of Pisces. This is an aspect which can cause Shatru Hanta Yoga, which is destruction of enemies, defeat of competition, which is great. But it is not the best time to maybe take any major loans. It can be a good time to repay any loans you had taken in the past. It can be a very good time for you to make important modifications to your everyday work-life routine, which can, enhance your life in a positive way. Here, it can also be a good time for recovery from any health issues you are facing, especially of the acute nature. So, engaging in some outdoor activities, going on hiking, for a jog, running, exercise, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, taking a martial arts class, dance class, fitness class, joining a sports team, whatever it might be, engaging in these kind of activities can help to overall improve your health and fitness levels. I will say this is a time to also spend with your pets, right? Take care of your pets. If you have got a pet and you have just left the responsibility to your parents to take care of it, try to own up and try to look after your own pet. It will help to increase the bonding, and that will give you a lot of happiness and contentment. Do some seva, do some service work, engage in social service activities, helping out with blood donation drives, or helping out the poor, needy, disabled, can go a long ways. So these are some of the effects that can be felt by the Libra Tula Rashi people, and I wish you the best. For my Scorpio Vrishchik Rashi friends, Mars, your ascendant lord, the most important planet for you, will be finally transiting in the 10th house, where it becomes Digbali, directionally the most powerful, the most happiest, and the most comfortable. Because here it is going to give you a tremendous boost in regards to your professional life and career. You will start to see growth like never before. It is the time to make any important decisions that you would like to make. This can be a great time for a job change, for a new job opportunity, for applying for a bonus, promotion, salary increment. Of course, you should check whether your natal chart, Mahadasha, Antardasha currently support these things. But from a general perspective, purely looking at Mars, this is a beautiful placement for your career growth and progress. Just avoid getting into any sort of office politics. Avoid unnecessary disputes, confrontation with your colleagues at the workplace, and that will be good for you. Overall, it is a month where you will have renewed energy, renewed hope, lot of confidence to achieve anything and everything in regards to your career goals, objectives, and aspirations. So one of the best months for your career area. It can also be a great time to, spend time with your father figure, your father, your guru, whoever it might be. Spend good quality time with them and try to gain good values, insights, good life lessons, which you can apply in your own life to become a well-rounded human being. If there have been any issues in the relationship with your father in the recent past, this is a great opportunity for you to rectify and resolve those differences and be on the same page moving forward. Then we see the next aspect, or the first aspect of Mars will be on your Lagna, on the first house itself, which is the fourth aspect. Of course, a planet aspecting its own sign always going to bless that house. So your overall personality will become very, very, just confident. Because see, Scorpio is a water sign. And now Mars will add its fiery energy to your sign. So not only are you sensitive, emotional, mysterious, deep, but now you will also have a lot of energy, lot of fiery amplification in your system, which will make you look very confident, appealing, charming, magnetic, because it'll be a beautiful mixture of intuition, of mysticism, of sensuality, of charisma, of being dynamic, of having a very, very fiery energy, right? So this amalgamation of these two elements is looking very, very positive for you. So take charge of your life, because you will become a force to be reckoned with. People will come to you seeking advice, guidance, counsel. You will become a leader among your people. So overall, a very, very positive time, even for your health, overall destiny, overall luck factor will increase. From all angles, this is looking positive. Then the direct aspect will be on the fourth house. The seventh drushti will be on Rahu on the fourth house. So here there will be a bit of an Angarak yoke triggered, right? So be very, very cautious in terms of real estate dealings, buying or selling of property, buying or selling of vehicles. Take your time. Do not rush into taking any impulsive, hasty decisions, as you could regret that later. So make sure to do that only after you know for a fact that your natal chart, Mahadasha, Antardasha support these costly ventures. And especially do not trust any sort of real estate agent easily, or any vehicle salesman. Make sure that you read their reviews and they are genuine and trustworthy before giving your trust to them. Then there is a chance that your mother can suffer from any health issues. So take care of her and make sure she gets maybe like a wellness checkup. For primary education related students, it can be a tough time for you to concentrate. You will have a lot of energy. If you really stay focused, then you can achieve a lot as well. But due to this Rahu Mars energy on your fourth, your mind can be all over the place. So doing some yoga, meditation, pranayama will help you become relaxed, peaceful, and reduce the overall stress in your life. The final aspect of one thing I forgot to mention, do not speed and drive your vehicle as well. Drive with utmost caution. The final aspect of Mars will be on your fifth house on the sign of Pisces and Saturn. Here, there could be some possible gains from your investments, like speculative investments, but do not bite more than you can chew, because basically Saturn is the slowest moving planet, and here Mars is a very impulsive, fiery, hasty planet. So you need to find the balance in those energies, and you need to avoid making high risk speculative investments like cryptocurrency, penny stocks, gambling, betting. Instead, make reasonable, calculated investment decisions which can yield a good, stable return for you in the long run. This can be a bit of a tumultuous time for single people wanting to find a relationship, or even for those couples in a relationship. Single people might suddenly jump into a new relationship thinking it's the right person, but it might not turn out as expected. And for those couples already in a relationship, you might take a sudden extreme decision of splitting off and just breaking the relationship, or doing something behind the partner's back. So be very cautious, stay level-headed, be loyal, committed, upfront and honest with your partner, and that will go a long way towards maintaining a good, healthy, long-term relationship. So these are some of the effects that can be felt by the Scorpio Vrischika Rashi people. Especially your career area is going to be magnificent. So try to make the most of it. All the best. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, Mars will be transiting in your 9th house in the Param Mitra Rashi of Simha. So very, very good and auspicious placement. Mars is generally a very positive planet for you. It is great friends with the ruler of your sign, Jupiter. And now here in the 9th house, in the highest of the trine house, the Dharma Trikona, it can be a great time for spiritual or religious pursuits. What I mean by that is whether you wanted to embark on a holy pilgrimage, visit a religious organization, institution of your choice, going on a spiritual retreat, meditation center, whatever it might be. It is a great time to pursue these kind of activities. Your overall luck in investment area can be quite positive, right? Because the fifth lord will be 5 places away from the fifth house, creating the Bhavat Bhavam principle. So investments can pay off during this time. It can be profitable for you. And overall, the luck factor can start to support you a bit more. It can be a great time to listen to your father, to your guru for their advice, as it can be quite valuable for you in the long run. From the 9th house, Mars will aspect the 12th house, which is its own Rashi of Scorpio. So a very positive blessing on your Vyastan. So there can be some increase in expenses, but it can go towards something that you desire or enjoy, such as going on a nice long vacation internationally, some local long distance traveling as well, especially from one state to another state. It can go towards joining a fitness program, joining a sports club, joining any kind of class where you're passionate about that kind of activity. So some expenses can go there as well. Other expenses can even go towards some charitable activities or helping out the poor, needy, helping out with blood donation drives, doing any sort of these dan, dharma, puja type of things can be very profitable. Here we see that from the 9th, Mars will directly aspect your 3rd house where Rahu is placed, creating a Angarak type yoga. So in terms of very short distance travel, do not speed and drive your vehicle, drive with caution. Avoid getting into unnecessary arguments, disputes with your younger siblings if you have any. Be watchful of your communication. Being overly aggressive with your speech can get you in trouble. It can create misunderstandings, which are never pleasant. Also be a bit cautious in dealing with your neighbors, right? Because again, it can create some conflicts, and with neighbors, you have to live with them for a long time. So best to keep the relationship peaceful. It will be a great time to pursue any type of fitness or sports activities or classes. Those people in the field of sports, fitness, martial arts, law enforcement, army will excel during this time. The final aspect of Mars will be on the 4th house, on the sign of Pisces, on Shani Dev. In a way, it can be a good time for real estate ventures, vehicle related investments. Of course, make sure your natal chart supports these kind of things, but overall, real estate property related activities can be beneficial, but they need to be well thought out, planned, and a sudden hasty impulsive decision need to be avoided. Any type of big construction related projects, building massive buildings or something like that, any type of malls, these kind of things can pan out quite well for builders during this time. Your mother could suffer from some health issues, so make sure she gets treatment in a timely manner. Maybe getting a wellness checkup can be a great thing to do. For primary education related students, you will have ample energy to put in your studies, but if you stay focused, you will do great in your studies and academics. But if you are not focused, then it can have the reverse effect. Doing some yoga, meditation, pranayama will help to keep your emotions in check and to reduce your stress levels. It will be a great thing to do and pursue. So I believe these are some of the effects that will be felt by the Sagittarius people and I wish you the best. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, Mars will be transiting in your 8th house in the sign of Leo. Now, Mars is not badly placed in the 8th house. It is a malefic house, and generally, malefic planets tend to do well in malefic bhavas. It is also placed in the great friend sign of Leo, which is a good thing. So, here, basically, any sort of real estate investments that you had done in the past, or you are a builder, you can possibly see some sudden unexpected benefits from that area. But let's say if your 8th lord is quite afflicted, you're not running a good mahadasha, antardasha, etc., then it can have the reverse effect where major unexpected loss in real estate ventures can also be seen. So it largely depends on your natal chart. But just from a general perspective, purely looking at Mars placement, this can be a suddenly, a good positive time for real estate ventures. Then it can also be a good time for recovery from any chronic health issues that you might have been facing. It can be a great time to visit a doctor and find out the underlying cause and get the right solution and treatment for that. Avoid driving your vehicle, with too much speed. Drive with caution, because the 8th house is the house of sudden, unexpected accidents. And Mars is finally a Karaka of accidents, and it is also going to be with Ketu. So just be cautious in driving your vehicle, although I do not see any major concerns. Since it rules your 11th house, the Labhasthan, and it is in the 8th house, sudden unexpected wealth can come your way. It could be through your spouse, through your in-laws, insurance, inheritance, legacies, real estate, any sort of investments you had made in the past. To get more happiness, content, and fulfillment, it will be a great time to pursue any type of spiritual or religious undertaking. It will be an amazing time for researchers as well, whether they are PhD researchers, postdoc students, or whether they are in the investigation field or scientists or any sort of other researchers, maybe in the NASA or something like that, space technology. It can be a great time for these sort of things. Then we see that from the 8th, Mars will be aspecting the 11th house, which is its own bhava, own Rashi of Scorpio. So again, lo and behold, naturally, gains from several different sources of income can be unlocked. What was maybe blocked, any sort of money which was pending can be finally released. Your fulfillment of desires will become very strong now. Your ambitions, goals, objectives will be at the forefront, and you should pursue them with utmost confidence and vigor, because your overall confidence will skyrocket during this time, as you will have tremendous support on the 11th house of gains, desires, and wish fulfillment. Then we see that Mars direct aspect will be on the 2nd house, on the Rashi of Aquarius, and on Rahu. So in a way, it creates an Angarak Yoga. So here, be careful with your wealth, with your bank balance, with your savings. Make the right kind of investments. Avoid putting, all the eggs in one basket. Make diversified investments, well balance it, so that it cuts out any sort of major loss, and you can safeguard your financial stability for the long run. Be a bit careful in the communication and dealings with your family members, especially relatives, extended family members. Avoid getting into any sort of arguments, confrontation with them, or it can, damage your relationship with that individual. Then we see that it is also a time to not engage in too much of vices, whether it is drinking too much, smoking, all these sort of vices should be toned down or avoided. The final aspect of Mars will be on the third house, on the sign of Pisces and on Saturn. A good aspect for the most part. It will increase your bravery, your courage, your parakram will become stronger than ever before. Your resolve to achieve your goals and objectives in any area, whether it's education, business, finance, career, will become stronger than ever before. And the ability to manifest positive outcomes can also become a strong probability. Just do not rush into basically sending out any important emails, any important written correspondence, text message, social media communication, because third house is the house of written communication. Mars is a very impulsive, fiery planet. It will be aspecting Saturn. So take your time, think twice before any important written correspondence. Short distance travel journeys can be beneficial, so you can engage in that. And overall, your relationship with your sibling, especially younger sibling, can become quite a bit volatile during this transit. So, try to work things out. Try not to unnecessarily inflame it even more, create more of an issue. Instead, try to balance the situation so that you can share a good, friendly, and harmonious relationship with your younger sibling. And the same applies for relationship with neighbors as well. You have to live with them for long periods of time. So try to maintain good, harmonious, friendly relationships. It can be a good time for you to take up a fitness class, a martial arts class, join a sports team, lift weights, do yoga, meditation, pranayama. Basically, expending your energy to its fullest potential can be a good time for you. Just avoid extreme adventure outdoor sports like bungee jumping, skydiving, any type of sport that involves a high risk or is very hazardous. Try to avoid doing that when Mars is in the 8th house. So these are some of the effects that can be felt by the Capricorn people, and I wish you the best. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, Mars will be transiting in your 7th house in the sign of Leo. Now, this is a Kendra Bhava, a house of conscious actions, and it controls your 3rd house where its Mool Trikona falls. So what does that imply? Well, for one, if you are a single person seeking or desiring marriage, then be proactive, put in all your effort, parakram, and there is a strong chance you can possibly connect with a compatible match. Especially the means through which you can find would be electronic, internet, through your neighbors, through your siblings, through social connections, or even through your workplace. For those couples already married, there is going to be quite a bit of passion, love, romance, sensuality that you are going to indulge in with your spouse. So overall, a very enjoyable and pleasurable time for couples. Then we see that in business, if you are running a business, then with your hard work, effort, and commitment, you are going to really start to take your business to the next level. Things are going to rapidly improve for you. The profits can increase, revenues can go up, cost cutting measures can be effective. So overall, good strides in business area is seen. And if you're in a business partnership, then good exchange of ideas, good communication flow can also be there. Try to avoid being overly aggressive with your business partner, or that can damage the business partnership. try to keep an open mind and try to listen more than you speak. The fourth aspect of Mars will be on the 10th house. So this will fall on the career area. So naturally it is falling on its own sign of Scorpio. So a big boost to your career area. A lot of good growth and progress is seen. If you don't have a job, strong chances of bagging a new job is definitely on the cards. You will start to gain good appreciation, respect, and you will also possibly see a bonus, promotion, or salary increment happen if that has been long overdue. Overall, your respect in your society, in your family, at your workplace will start to increase. Your leadership skills and ability will also start to come out, and you will be a force to be reckoned with in your professional life. So overall, a very good and auspicious time for your day-to-day job. Then we see that even the relationship with your father figure, your guru, your spiritual leader, teacher, whoever, is going to improve quite a bit. So take the advice of these genuine trusted people and make good use of that. We see Mars direct aspect will be on your Lagna, on your first house where Rahu is placed. This sort of creates a Angarak Yoga. So here, try not to be very impulsive in taking major important life decisions. Do so only after carefully planning out and doing the proper research and due diligence. Avoid being too dominant, aggressive with people that you interact with. Instead, try to find a balance between being polite and still speaking your own mind. Also, avoid engaging in any extreme outdoor adventure sports like skydiving, bungee jumping, any type of rock climbing. Try to avoid doing that when Mars is impacting your Lagna where Rahu is placed. Then we see that Mars final aspect will be on the second house where Saturn is placed. It is on the sign of Pisces. So here you have to be analyzing your financial investments. Try to make sure that you are investing wisely. You are not taking unnecessary risk with financial investments. Take only calculated risk and invest in any high risk investments with only that you can afford to lose and not lose sleep over. So make good financial decisions, because Saturn is the slowest moving planet, which is in your Dhanastan. So Mars aspecting there can sort of create problems in your financial wealth accumulation and resources if you are not due diligent. Then you also, be a bit careful in your communication with your extended relatives, family members, because it can create unnecessary misunderstandings if your tone is not polite. So try to tone down that fiery energy a bit and try to, mingle with everyone in a very harmonious and peaceful way, as that will be very good for your overall relations. And then basically be watchful of your diet as well. Eat good, healthy, balanced food. Avoid eating too much of spicy food, as it can cause acid reflux or digestive issues. So be watchful of that. I believe these are some of the effects that the Aquarius people can feel. The most important and positive is going to be in your career area. So put all your energy, confidence, focus towards that, as it is the time for you to shine. All the best. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, Mars will be transiting in your 6th house in the Paramitra Rashi of Leo. A beautiful placement. 6th house is a Upachaya Bhava. It is a growth house where a malefic like Mars does very well. It gives great results. So here Mars Murd Trikona is in your 2nd house in the Dhanastan, and it is in the 6th house. The 2nd, 6th are both Artha Trikona, right? So naturally, wealth accumulation, increase in financial resources, money problems slowly disappearing can be seen. Mars here in the 6th can help to slowly repay off any loans or debts you had taken in the past. It can also be a great time for taking new loans if that is what you are desiring and that is what you can afford at this point in your life. Of course, check your natal chart, Mahadasha, Antardasha, etc. Here, there can be a total defeat of enemies, of competition, standing out or standing apart from these people in your workplace, getting the recognition, being the go-to person in your career, in your job can now start to happen, which can give you a lot of happiness, contentment, and fulfillment. Here, it can also help you to recover from any health issues that you are facing, especially of the acute kind. Engaging more in any good activities like sports, fitness, taking up a class where a lot of your energy is expended, like a dance class, for example, can be a great thing to do. Then we see that from the 6th house, Mars will aspect your 9th house, the Bhagyastan, where its own sign of Scorpio falls. So this is a great time for embarking on any long distance travel, journey, vacation. It can be a great time for pursuit of higher education studies in a foreign land. It can be a great time to embark on any spiritual retreat, journey, or any religious yatra, any sort of or religious or spiritual place that you wanted to visit for a long time, which is located abroad, can be good time as well. Or if you wanted to relocate to a foreign country for pursuit of business, career, or even with your family, it is going to be a supportive time. Overall, your destiny luck factor will start to support you more. The direct aspect of Mars will be on the 12th house on Rahu, on the sign of Aquarius. So here the Angarak Yoga will be triggered and it can make a lot of increase in expenses. But try to convert those expenses towards things that can be spiritual or religious in nature. Again, as I said before, traveling to a far distance land for enhancing your spiritual or quenching your religious thirst can be good thing. Or doing some charitable activities, dhan, dharma, puja, or helping out the poor, needy, or doing some seva, helping out with volunteering at animal shelters. These sort of things will be excellent. Avoid taking any impulsive, hasty financial decisions this month, especially in connection with any major expensive purchase. Avoid doing that if possible. Instead, you can even spend on your health. If you're suffering from any health issues, spending money on improving your own health is always going to be a good thing, whether that is adopting any therapeutic measures, any natural ways to get better, or going to a hospital, seeking the right kind of treatment can also be quite a good thing. Doing some yoga, meditation, pranayama will be extremely important during this time. That will also help you to get good sleep quality. The final aspect of Mars will be on your ascendant, on your lagna, where Saturn is placed. So again, the most key important decision here is do not take any important life major decisions in an impulsive or hasty manner, as that can turn out to be costly for you. But if you take carefully calculated decisions after doing your proper planning and research, then it is going to favor you a lot. Your destiny will also support you to a great extent. Overall, it is going to be a good transit for you, especially, long distance travel wise, relocation wise. But just your personality is going to become very dynamic, aggressive, dominant. But don't let it get too much, don't let that fiery energy get out of hand, because some people can take it the wrong way and it can create unnecessary misunderstandings and complications. So use that fiery energy in a positive way, in a way that can help you to shine in your workplace, in your business, in your career, in any sort of life area that you are currently in. So I believe these are some of the effects that can play out for the Pisces Meen Rashi people, and I wish you the best.